Kat Miller here, and today I want to talk to you about how to be engaging and effective on video. Would you agree that it's pretty important in this day and age to be able to be effective and engaging on video, especially because so many people are online and we aren't able to do as many live events at the moment. So it's even more crucial that you increase your ability to be able to show up on camera confidently and to be able to connect with the right people. Would you agree that there are some people who attract and engage and connect with people and are very charismatic, and there are some people that show up and it's just completely boring and you switch off straight away? Would you agree that there are some people who they show up and they're trying to engage you, but they just lose you so fast, and you don't really even know why. You just think, yeah, nah, you're kind of talking about yourself, and you're talking about all these different things that are irrelevant to me, and it's not grabbing me. And have you ever seen those people that have excellent content? They really know their stuff. They're knowledgeable. They have all the right content, but for some reason they just don't know how to deliver it, and you don't really enjoy it. So if you want to overcome any of these things, if you want to show up and be able to connect with people, to make sure that you maintain a connection with your ideal clients, with your tribe, with your audience, if you want to feel confident that you can turn on that go live button, you can click that button that says go live and actually start just sharing your message to the world without focusing on everything that you're doing wrong and being super self-conscious. If you want to own it and have a good structure to follow, then you are in the right place. This is for you. So I'm going to be going through 5 powerful ways and really unpacking how you can use these straight away. But I'd love to know who is on here. So give me a comment or an emoji or a hello in the chat box or in the comments box. I've just been on Zoom all day, and just let me know that you're here, because I can't actually see those of you who are on here unless you write a comment. So I'd love it if you just pop a hello and just let me know where you're joining me from. All right, so the 5 powerful ways to be engaging and effective in your video. Number 1, it's so important that when you are sharing, you speak to your ideal client. The reason that so many people get nervous is because they try and talk to everyone. They try and imagine that, oh, what if my boss gets on, or my ex-boyfriend, or this friend that never used to believe in me, or what are the masses going to think? And they think that they're talking to the masses. Right now, I'm not talking to the masses. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you in my community. You have chosen to be in my community. This is a private community. This is a closed group. This is not the public. So I know that you're only in this community if you're an entrepreneur or you want to be one. So that means I don't have to get all nervous and fearful, because I know that I'm speaking to you, one person at a time. It's not the masses, it's one person. You might be in your lounge room or your bedroom or on the train or wherever. I'm just speaking to you. And because you're in this community, I know that you're interested in what I'm talking about. I know that you want to hear what I'm talking about, otherwise you wouldn't be on here, right? So it's so important when you're sharing a piece of content that you don't get worried about what people might think, and that you're not trying to speak to everyone. If you try to speak to everyone, you miss everyone and no one connects with you. And it's so crucial that you use the right language that's going to connect with that person, so that they feel like you understand them, that you understand their problems, that you understand their challenges and what they're going through, that you understand the benefits of what you offer, and that you can really clearly articulate them through your content. So that's number 1. Hello, those of you who are on here live. Hi, Trish. Hi, Amanda again. Hello, Marie. Hello, Kerry Devi. Good to see you on here. So that is number 1. And before I go into the next one, I just want to remind you that there are some real key problems that people face when it comes to doing video. And I don't know if you've felt like this before, but especially Facebook Live. People have some real struggles when it comes to their nerves, their ability to show up and be genuine and authentic, caring so much what people think, judgment, all of that type of stuff. It's a real thing. If you're feeling like that, you're not alone. I just want to remind you and encourage you that most people do struggle to do Facebook Lives. I definitely did. I resisted it. I remember back in 2015, my social media manager at the time, I had a big event coming up, and I remember Aleha, she said to me, Kat, we've got to get you on Facebook Live. And I just resisted. I resisted and resisted because it's live. The pressure's on. You can't edit it. If you stuff up, you can't just start again. Although you could just end it and you could just delete it. But if someone's on there live, they're watching you in real time, right? So I really struggle with it, and I was so nervous. But the thing is, you cannot wait for your nerves to go away before you do it. I always get a little bit of expansion when I jump on a Facebook Live because I don't know what's going to happen. And there's just that little bit of like, oh, it's live. It's not, I can't edit it. So just know that nerves are normal. I just want to remind you that nerves are totally normal. Has anyone else felt some nerves thinking about jumping on a Facebook Live? Can someone just give me a yes or an emoji in the chat box how you feel when you think about going on a Facebook Live? Tell me that I'm not alone. And feeling some form of nerves showing up on a live video. Does anyone feel the slight bit of maybe your heart starts racing a bit, maybe you start sweating? I was listening to Ben Harvey today. He was talking about how the saliva completely left his mouth and wound up in his armpit. I think that's so hilarious. It's your body does all sorts of things, but what your body does is actually very similar to when you're excited. Right? If you think about when you're excited, when you're growing, when you're learning new things, when you're overcoming a challenge, very similar physiological effects in your body. So it's all about the meaning that you give it. And if you say, oh, I'm so nervous, I'm so anxious, I'm so scared, then your body's going to go, oh, that's why this is going on. Okay, that's the meaning you're giving it. Or you can say, oh, I'm excited. Oh, expansion, I'm growing. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. So Amanda's felt it. Nice. We've got to feel the fear and do it anyway, right? Yeah, Trish says yes, but did it anyway. Summer says it's interesting how we feel this way because we feel so much more comfortable talking to a friend in person, whether that's face-to-face or over Zoom. Yeah, that's so interesting, isn't it, Summer, how we find it so easy to just talk to people. Like we all have conversations with people all the time, but for some reason turning on the camera, it just evokes this massive fear response in our body. But we've just got to keep showing up and doing it and showing your brain that we're safe. Yes, Marie gets nervous. Yep, Kerry Dever gets nervous. Yeah, it happens. So just knowing the nerves might not go away. So please don't wait for them to go away. Make sure that you keep showing up anyway and prove to your brain that you're fine. No one died. No one's died so far from doing a Facebook Live that I know of. Okay, number 2. The next one is to aim to be professional and personable, but not perfect. So you want to be professional, and by professional I mean it's not like I'm wearing a suit, it's not like I'm standing in a high-tech office, I'm at home. So by professional I mean be organized. I mean, structure your knowledge. Make sure that you have it in an organized way, that you have 3 points or 5 points or 7 points or 1 point. Make sure, I don't know why, but our brain loves the odd numbers. It's all been proven by research, so just go with that. And if in doubt, go with 3. The brain loves the number 3. It just feels like completion. But make sure that you show up in a way that's very beneficial to your viewers. Right, and that's what I mean by being professional. I do not mean being super polished and trying to be perfect. In fact, the time that you do a perfect Facebook Live is probably the time it's very boring, actually, because it's all the personality, the quirks, the things you maybe get a little bit wrong, that things that go wrong last minute, that just makes you human. It makes you real. So make sure that you're personable. Make sure you're friendly. Tell stories. Be humble. Don't try and show that you've got it all together. Admit your weaknesses so that people can relate to you. but definitely make sure that you work your content so it's digestible for people, so it feels easy to apply and not all this jargon and all this these confusing words, that thing, trying to be smart and all that type of stuff. Like, people don't want that. They want simple, they want real, they want authentic, and they definitely want it to be personable. I heard of this I guess it was a bit of a study that this lady did, this business coach in America. She did a kind of an experiment where she set up her camera all proper. She had beautiful, makeup artist come in. She wore her mic. She did everything like that, and she had this like a beautiful green screen behind her. And then she did another video, exact same content, but she had some laundry in the background. I think her husband like opened the door and then disappeared, and her kid popped in at one moment. And that one actually got way more views than the polished one. I thought that was so interesting. Maybe back in the day, 5 years or more ago, we had to be a bit more studio-ish, or like we're in a real fancy office, but that's all gone now. There's a lot of celebrities that aren't wearing makeup. There's people showing up at home because we've been inside and spending more time at home and working from home. So all of that's changed. So you just want to show up and be real and be you, and not let that stop you from actually just showing up and sharing a message and sharing your value with the world. By the way, there are 3 main problems that I see that people come up against when it comes to showing up live on video. The first problem I see is that they don't have a formula. They don't have any kind of structure to follow. So they just show up and they wing it. Have you ever been on one of those videos where it's like a Facebook Live where people are, they're kind of shuffling around, they're checking their notes. Like, can you imagine if I didn't have a formula and I wasn't following some kind of structure, and I took you on all sorts of tangents, and I didn't know what I was going to really talk about, I hadn't really planned it. I'd be looking all around the room, I'd be talking over here, I'd be kind of coming back here trying to think of what I should say instead of just talking to you. Because I've planned this, because I know what these 5 things are, I can just maintain my connection with you, right? So having a formula helps you maintain connection. The second problem I see is that people focus on themselves and not on their message. So they're so busy wondering what their hair looks like, wondering what their makeup looks like, wondering how they sound, not liking the sound of their voice. Right now, if I've actually got my attention now that I've just mentioned it on my voice, and I'm like, oh, I feel quite blocked. My voice isn't doing that great, but I wasn't even thinking about that before. I was thinking about my message. So if you're present, if you're truly present and you show up to just deliver value, you don't make it about yourself. And when you focus on your message, you don't fail to show up on Facebook Live because you care about all of that. You just keep consistently showing up because you know that you've got great value to share with people. The third problem I see people face is that they don't know how to effectively maintain a connection with people, which is what I'm about to share with you now. So number 3, and 5 powerful ways to be more effective and engaging on video, is to maintain a quality connection. Maintain a quality connection. So there's a few ways that you can do this. The first way is to make sure that your camera is set up at eye level. So what I see a lot of people doing is this. They've got their laptop like this. How does that feel when I am looking up at you like that? Like, how does that feel? Or if I'm kind of like this, it's just not right, right? So when it's at eye level, when it's even, and I've done this by literally just buying a box from IKEA and raising my laptop up. When it's at eye level, you can feel that connection. It's so much better than if you're on your phone, you're way up here or way down here, looking up someone's nose, looking at the top of their head, if they're walking around. When people are walking, there's all this background noise, the camera's shaking. It's not an enjoyable experience. The second way to maintain a quality connection is to make sure that you keep looking at the lens. So I just keep looking at the lens and I'm looking at you. I'm not imagining I'm talking to the masses, I'm just looking at you. So make sure that you keep staring at the lens. I want you to imagine how distracting it is when someone's reading their notes. So if I was following my notes right now and I was just reading to you and I was just checking in and just kind of looking up every now and then, how does that feel? Like, how much do you like me right now? Or if I'm kind of looking out the window, talking over here, how much do you feel like you're really connected? It's crazy, right? It's such a simple thing that people get wrong, and it's not actually that hard to do. But people rely on notes when they don't trust themselves and when they speak about content that they're not really comfortable with. So it's so important that you stick within your genius zone, which I'm coming to. The third thing you can do to maintain a quality connection is use the word you a lot. Say you. So I've used the word you dozens and dozens of times already in this video. My head is full of statements and questions and phrases that have the word you in it. I've got a whole you bank up here. I've also got a written you bank, and I encourage my clients, I was just talking about this tonight on my Inner Circle private call, about creating word banks where you create banks of words that are like the benefits to your clients, the consequences of not acting, words that talk about, that say the word yes. So you build these banks for your content, and then when you show up on video, they just all start pouring out of your mouth. But I'm talking to you. You don't want to keep saying the word I, this, I, that. You know, it's not about you. It's about your audience. The next one to maintain a quality connection is to use very benefit-rich language. So when you're talking, you don't want to just state facts, state information. People can get information from Google, right? They're showing up to listen to you on video because you have personality. You have different ways of saying things. You have stories, and you can talk about what's in it for them. What are the benefits of you taking these actions, of following these 3 steps? And powerful words you can use, there's 3 really powerful words you can use, simple little words, is so you can. If you add the 3 words so you can to the end of your content and insert the benefits, suddenly it comes to life. So an example of this is I could say, hey, do you want to show up effectively on video? So you can be the trusted expert in your field. So you can raise your level of positioning in your client's mind. So you can be known and be liked and be trusted by the types of people that you really want to do business with. Do you want to be more effective on video so you can actually start attracting more of your ideal clients? Not just any clients, but high quality, high end clients that are going to pay you what you're worth. So you can create a profitable business, have the lifestyle that you want, and actually have that time, flexibility, and freedom to live life on your own terms, take control of your own life, and never have to work for anyone ever again. So I'm so clear on the benefits of what I do as a business coach, and I'm not afraid to talk about those benefits because I've worked with hundreds of people that have had life-changing results. So you've got to be confident in your benefits. Don't just talk about the features of your coaching program. Talk about what's in it for them, why they would invest this money and time into a coaching program. What are they going to get out of it? And then the last one of how to maintain a quality connection, and it's so simple and people forget to do it, is to actually have fun, enjoy it, and smile. When someone's super serious, how do you feel? How do you feel when someone's super serious and rigid and it's like they're giving a university lecture, right? I haven't been to uni, so I don't know what that's like, but I can imagine. I've seen things on YouTube where people are so serious. So make sure you show up, have fun, and be playful and smile. I'm just going to check this comment box. There's just been some comments here. Authenticity is what makes each individual unique. Yes, Summer, totally agree. Camilla says, I guess this is a white card and permission to share my content while dancing. I find it even easier to be clear. Go for it, Camilla. That's fun. That's playful. As long as your ideal client is getting value, that's the main thing. Sandra says it's distracting when not an eye level, isn't it? It's crazy. It's just such a small little thing, but it makes a massive difference. No one wants to look up someone's nose or down someone's blouse. Thank you, Summer. Camilla says, I used to avoid talking about you and used to talk a lot about us or them. When something feels too heavy to state a big truth, tend to use us. Yeah, I think you wanna be careful. You don't want someone to feel like, if you're talking about something where you're trying to get them to change, then using the word we and us and them can be a really nice softener. So it depends if you're talking about what they can get and really connecting with them, or if you're actually trying to educate them on a hard truth, then that's a really good way, Camilla, to yeah, if it feels heavy, it just kind of brings that lightness. So just use your flexibility and your adaptability to figure out what feels best. Really great point. Thanks for bringing that up. So number 5 in how to be more powerful on camera, how to be more effective, is to follow a formula. And I mentioned this in the problems that people faced. So you don't want to just rock up and just rely on your intuition to tell you what to say. When you've practiced, when you've created a great structure, when you've got your points, when you know your topic really well, you can be more intuitive. So I'll plan my points, I'll plan exactly what I want to say, I'll practice it, but sometimes little stories just pop out intuitively and I just go with it. That happens a lot when I'm presenting live at workshops. Just a random story will just come into my mind for whatever reason, and I just trust it and go with it. But trust me, the best speakers in the world are following a formula. They are not just winging it. If you think of the best speeches you've ever watched, or some of your favorite speakers, trust me, they have practiced and rehearsed and they are following a structure and a formula for sure. And if you don't have that formula, often that's why you get nervous, is because you're not sure exactly what's going on and you just ramble. You're talking as though you're just talking to a mate and you end up waffling. So you've always got to have value, benefits, everything that's going on behind the surface, or like under the surface, behind the scenes, in your mind when you're delivering a piece of content. Delivering a piece of content on a Facebook Live is completely different to just having a chat with a friend. It's got a purpose and it needs to have a structure and a formula. So I hope that's helped. That's 5 ways that you can be more effective on video. If you want to learn the whole formula that I teach, I have a workshop that's all about how to profit from presenting. I actually haven't put a date in the calendar for it yet, but it's coming up soon. And so if you're interested in just finding out more about it, it's going to be online, and I'm going to be going through all of the strategies that I've used to not only speak effectively on camera, but how to use online events to attract clients. So how to build your business. I pretty much built my entire business coaching business through events. That's how I get the majority of my clients. So I teach you all the behind the scenes things that a lot of people don't realize actually goes on to get people to show up to your event, to be able to keep people engaged through a whole event, how to deliver and structure your content, how to speak to the unconscious mind when you're sharing content. So I've drawn the best of the best out of a 6-month course that I used to run way back years ago, called The Business of Speaking, and it's really about the business, not just how to be a better speaker. I do talk about how to be a better speaker, how to be more engaging and connected, but also how to get clients through running online events. So if you are interested, if you could just put the words workshop in the comment, just so I know, and I will private message you and just grab your email through private message and send you an email when we've got the details. So just put the word workshop in the comments if you're watching this as the replay. If you want to give me a hashtag replay, and I'll come in and connect with you, and just write the word workshop. If you want me to just send you the information, I'll just pop you on the list. And if you're not on that list, you won't get sent the information. I will be posting it up on Facebook eventually, but I just don't want you to miss it. So just pop the word workshop in the comments now. Trish says, can you summarize the 5? Yes, you read my mind, Trish. I was just about to do that. All right, so number 1 is to speak to your ideal client. Number 2 is aim to be professional and personable, but not perfect. Number 3, speak within your genius. Oh, did I miss that one? Number 3, maintain a quality connection. Number 4, speak within your genius zone. So make sure, I didn't unpack that one fully. make sure that you are speaking about topics that you understand, because then you won't need to follow those notes. Then you won't need to lose the connection. So always stick within your genius zone. Don't be researching an hour before you're about to go on Facebook Live and reading everyone else's stuff. Stick to stuff that you really have lived, that you have real world, tangible results with. So only talk about the things that you're the expert at. So I might have missed that, sorry. So that's number 4, is to speak within your genius zone. And then number 5 is to follow a formula. Follow a formula. So that is the 5 powerful ways to be effective and engaging on video. There's lots more different ways, but that's hopefully giving you something to take action on. Those of you who are on here live, or actually if you're watching the replay as well, I'd love it if you pop in the comments box, what is one action, just one simple action that you can take as a result of hearing this information. My goal and my vision, as always, is to never just give information that makes you feel smart or that's interesting, but actually give you tangible things that you can take action on, so you can attract more clients and grow your business and help more people make more money. So please pop in the comments box now, what are you going to take action on, and maybe what are those 5 ways, those 5 keys are you going to apply straight away? So Camilla says, what sort of event, webinar, or course? So it will be how to run workshops predominantly, and how to run them online as well. So I'll be focusing more on the online aspect. So webinars, workshops. So I've done full day workshops online. I've done full weekend workshops online, and also half days online. So I'm going to be talking about all those different things, the strategy of how to actually market them, how to get people to show up, how to do your PowerPoints, how to structure the talk, how to keep people engaged, a whole heap of things. I've been running workshops for over 10 years. I learned properly how to do it 7 years ago, and since then I've run over 100 workshops. So I really know that space. I understand the space. I know what works and what doesn't. So I'd love it if you have been thinking about running workshops or running online events, any way, shape or form. This is going to be relevant for you. And if you've got that desire to share your message to more people, but it kind of freaks you out, whether it's the actual nerves of speaking or if it's the technology side, whatever it is, I want to answer all of your questions, because it is such a powerful way to attract clients and build your following. So Trish is going to build the word bank. I love that, Trish. Thank you, Hannah. Be present, not perfect. Awesome. Love that, Summer. So good. Camilla likes the idea of the you bank, a practical example of the you bank. What's your topic, Camilla? I'll give you a personal example for you if you just pop your topic in the comments. Amanda says, will that training be in June? It will actually be in July. It'll be in July. So I'm just tossing up between the 4th or the 11th of July. Good question, Amanda. In-person and retreats. I'm not teaching on retreats, but a lot of the content could apply to retreats because it's the same structure in the format. I used to speak on retreats, so I used to speak at retreats in the UK, but I'm not teaching how to run a retreat. But if you want to run a retreat, then a lot of times the content structure is the same. It's very similar, but it's not specific for retreats. It's more for, I'll be talking about in person and also online. A lot of the formulas, the strategies are exactly the same. The main thing online is that you've got to be more fast-paced, you've got to give more breaks and things like that. There's a few nuances, but you can very effectively run incredible workshops, seminars, summits, all sorts of things online, and it's a great way to build your business fast. If you want to go fast, it probably will freak you out if you've never done it before. It definitely freaked me out, but it's such a great way to build your business fast. Kerry Devi is going to do a Facebook Live with her daughter. Awesome. Virtual double high 10. Camilla, you talk about career transitions. So was it the U bank that you're looking for? Yes, you might say, do you feel frustrated in your career? Do you wake up in the morning and wish there was a better way? Have you ever wondered what it might be like to actually find a new job? Have you given up on the idea of having your dream job? Do you feel like you're wired to be an entrepreneur? Or do you feel like you want to change careers but you don't know where to start? So that's kind of you. Do you, would you, could you, how would it feel? Imagine that you, all of those types of things. Thank you, Trish. I'll bear that in mind. So Hannah said, out of the 5 keys to be present, not perfect. Yes, absolutely, Hannah. You're brilliant on Facebook Lives. I get nervous staring at the red light for the camera. Maybe cover it up with a sticker. And I rush through it and forget to connect. Yeah, the most important thing, it's not really your content. Your content obviously has to be good, but you know your content. Your content is your comfort zone, especially if you're speaking within your genius zone. So trust the content is going to come pouring out of you and focus on being present and connecting with people. Imagine it is a real person sitting across from you, because it is a real person listening to you, and it's just one person at a time. It's not a big audience, it's just one person, probably alone or in a small group. So yeah, just slow down, connect with them. I know what you mean, Hannah. I rush as well because I get pretty excited. Awesome. All right. So thank you for joining me live. I really enjoyed connecting with you. Thanks those of you who have made the comments in the chat box. If you put workshop there, I'll add you to the list and you'll be the first to be updated. And if you do have a preference on that date, let me know as well. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. Goodbye, my friends.